So guys, I'm standing on my roof today to show you something about the grass. This really only has to do with people who have or are considering overseeding their Bermuda or their, well, usually it's just their Bermuda grass lawns through the winter with annual rye. Sometimes goes by the name winter rye. When you put winter rye or annual rye down in the fall, your Bermuda grass goes dormant, the green annual rye comes up, and you generally have a green, healthy-looking lawn all through the off-season. By the springtime, you have to decide whether or not you're going to kill off the annual rye so that your Bermuda grass can come back, or you're going to go the natural transition route where you allow the annual ryegrass to slowly fade into oblivion while the Bermuda grass comes back out of winter dormancy. What I got down here is mostly what you're seeing is annual ryegrass with dormant Bermuda grass that's coming out of winter dormancy right now, except for one little spot where my finger is, right there. Let's take a look at it up close. I wish I had a good drone, but I don't. So that's why I'm standing on my roof. But notice this little spot right there. You can see how dark that is? That is an area where I killed off the annual ryegrass about 2 months ago. And you can clear as day tell that the darker Bermuda grass is coming through significantly more than everywhere else. Everywhere else, we still have annual rye going because we have not gotten hot enough for the annual ryegrass to die off. However, we have got hot enough for the Bermuda grass to start coming out of dormancy throughout the entire yard. Now, in a second, I'm going to go down off of the roof so I can show you up close what it looks like. Hey! Well, I'm taking a video to show people about Bermuda grass and annual rye. All right, let me come down and then you can tell me, okay? Go on inside. I'll be right down. So, anyway, I'll come down off of the roof and show you up close, kind of over here, because up close we can tell where the annual ryegrass is still growing, but the Bermuda grass is attempting to reclaim its dominance in the yard. Before I even get to that, this should be obvious, but if we kill off the annual ryegrass or never plant it in the first place, the Bermuda grass will come out of dormancy much earlier, and you'll have a darker, nice, perfect-looking lawn sooner in the season. Right now, I've got more of this fluorescent green, which looks amazing during the winter, but by the time spring rolls around, we truly do want the dark green. All right, coming down off my ladder, there's my nice spot, predominantly Bermuda grass. There's a little bit of dead Poa annua. That's the brown that you see. That'll go away on its own. But over here, this is currently a mixture. So here, let's just get up close, randomly speaking. So here you go. This right here is Bermuda grass that has very recently come out of dormancy, right next to a much lighter color of annual ryegrass. Light green, dark green. When you pan back, it kind of blends together, but you can literally tell the difference. Dark, light. So come over here. This is where the annual ryegrass, I seeded it poorly, so I didn't really get much annual ryegrass throughout the winter. But if we look close, almost everything here is this darker Bermuda grass. And I'll just pull it off the ground. That's Bermuda grass coming up. The thing is, it blends together. You get this really, really patchwork mix of dark green and light green. And if you're not cutting the grass frequently, the annual ryegrass grows faster than the Bermuda grass. So I cut this almost, roughly 4 times a week right now. But if I was only cutting this once a week, the annual ryegrass would constantly be growing faster than the Bermuda grass, shading it out. And if the annual ryegrass is constantly shading out the Bermuda grass, it's going to slow down the Bermuda grass coming back out of dormancy even more. So the best way to do a natural transition is to do exactly what I'm doing right here, cutting the annual ryegrass as short as humanly possible, or fully killing it off just like I did in this small little rectangular patch. The longer and taller the annual ryegrass is throughout the spring, the slower your Bermuda grass is going to be coming back into its main growth phase. Now, granted, I take pretty good care of my lawn, and it looks pretty good as is, but I really would rather it be super dark green like we see up there than the lighter green that we see everywhere. Take whatever you want out of that video. It's not a tutorial. I'm not telling you to do anything, but I believe for anyone running Bermuda grass, anyone considering doing a winter rye, that you can use some of the information I hope you can use some of the information in this video to make better decisions on what you are going to do later in the year.